It's getting harder and harder to convert a stranger into a paying client into your Chiro, Osteo, Physio, physical therapy clinic. Maybe you've experienced this yourself and blame Facebook, blame Google, blame anything else. But that's just blaming the tactics. But there's an underlying issue fundamentally from all of this, which we need to address. So in this video, I'm going to go through that one fundamental issue which we need to address and give you tips on how you can change this into your clinic this week. My name's Elliot. I'm a former marketing manager in several successful multi-million-dollar clinics. During my time, I added on average over 100 new patients per clinic per month. Kept practice booked 3 weeks ahead all year round, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And now I help clinics all over the world do the same thing in their clinic without using a marketing agency. And if you just want to get to the good stuff and let me show you how to get new patients in just 7 seconds, below, go to the link, which is 7-second patients, and I will walk you through how you can use this to get new patients in just 7 seconds without using a marketing agency all by yourself. Click the link and start getting new patients today. So let's go through this one key issue. So how do we convert more strangers into people actually giving us money and becoming clients? That is just down to trust. Trust is how we can convert these strangers into paying clients, people actually giving us money. Because this is what I want you to reframe all marketing as. The marketing is just a transfer of trust at scale. Nothing else. It's not any tactics or anything like that. It's not Facebook ads. It's not Google ads. They are the tactics to enable us to build this trust at scale. This is the key thing of it all. So then what is trust like? How do we actually build trust? Because trust is the only currency to convert. It's the only way in which we are going to get a stranger to warm them up to get them to buy. That is how all marketing works, is we are just trying to build that trust. And sometimes that is over time. Sometimes we can collapse that time frame. It just depends on the buyer and also the way in which we build the trust. So this is where a lot of people get confused and they think Facebook ads is marketing, email is marketing. And yes, that is true, but it's a tactic of marketing, not marketing itself. Because when I speak with clinics, one of the key things one of the things which I hear all the time is they say, I just need more people to know about me. I just need more awareness. We're not visible enough. We're not on the main high street. People will walk past. If people just knew more about me. But ultimately, that is just down to if people trusted me. Trust, a lot of people will then think, I need to get more Google reviews, or I have the most Google reviews in my area. But that is one part of it. But there's several other parts which are absolutely crucial from turning a stranger into a paying client. Because a Google review is much further along. It does not convert a stranger. Once someone is seeing your Google reviews, they are much further along the journey. Otherwise, Google reviews don't just randomly pop up when they're searching for anything online. So to be able to grow your clinic and get more patients in reliably, we need to build trust at scale. Hopefully you agree with me on that. Because otherwise, if you're just looking for visibility without trust, is just noise, and expensive noise at that. Because when we actually break down the things that you maybe are doing right now to get new patients, let's go through it. So let's go for the basic one. Referrals and word of mouth. Most people are doing this, and to be honest, it's the best form of marketing and will always be the best form of marketing. Why does it work though? Let's break it down so you can see this trust in action. When someone refers someone, we have a trusted source. We have someone, let's call them Sally, is having a coffee with their friend John. John gets up and hurts his back, and Sally says, John, you should go and see my man, Elliot. He's a Chiro, Osteo, Physio, physical therapist, whatever your modality is. Sally, a trusted source to John, trusts you. This is how we create the trust triangle. The trust triangle is just that we have Sally, John, you. Sally trusts John. John trusts Sally. What Sally says, John will believe. Sally trusts you. You trust Sally. Sally has been coming to her appointments. She's been showing up. So we have trust between you two. We have trust between Sally and John. We now need to establish trust between John and you. If Sally has said to John that you are good, John trusts you. He now needs to come in and experience. This is the trust triangle where you're just trying to grow at scale.
And ultimately, that is just why word of mouth and referrals work, because it comes from a trusted source who already trusts you. Get them in. That's it. So trust works, otherwise word of mouth and referrals wouldn't be a thing, but they are amazing. Best clients and things like that. So let's look at the next thing.
Maybe you're running Facebook ads. Facebook ads, maybe you're saying it's getting harder and harder to contact leads, harder to get these people booked in from it, so on and so forth. Believe me, I get it.
So why is it harder to get people in from Facebook versus word of mouth? Inherent trust. There is no trust. You are popping up on their newsfeed and then asking them for money. That does not build trust. Believe me, I love Facebook ads. Don't think I'm not telling you to run Facebook ads. Run them, but run them in a different way. Because we need to build trust through your ads so people actually trust you and will be happy to give you some money. Otherwise, Facebook ads become very expensive and very hard and very frustrating, and people say they don't work. They do. It's just there's a lack of trust. And when we compare that to, for example, like a dinner with a dog or a talk or event that you may do in clinic or with a local business or organization, that's where those clients from a talk or anything like that are much warmer because they've spent time with you. They trust you. You have been brought into their world. And therefore, they would happily give you money because they've had the time to connect, understand, and see you. So then this begs the question, why do some clinics do crazy things in terms of their marketing or building awareness and getting more people to know about them? Let me show you. What I mean is, a lot of the time what I see is clinics will do things such as they will run stock images on their social media. But all that just shows is that there's no effort put in from your part at all. And I get it. Believe me, you've got a lot on your plate. You're wearing multiple different hats. Maybe it's the easiest thing that you can do. It doesn't require much thought. You can just go online, get a stock image, stick it up with a blog maybe you've written or someone else has written. And that shows that you're still in business. Perfect. Well done. You are posting. But this is not going to build the trust that we need to actually make your ads or build trust in the marketplace to get strangers to actually give you money. Hopefully you can agree with that. But again, I understand that if you lack of time, that still finding stock images, that takes time as well. So we can improve that quite quickly. So let's look at something else, which is Canva templates. This is one of my pet peeves because I even see agencies run this as well, which I just don't understand. And on that note, if you want my help to actually create these ads and build trust in your marketplace without using an agency, just go to the description below. You can get a 7-second patience. So it's where we can help you get these ads up and running in 7 seconds. Click the link below and you can get started on this. But with Canva templates, it just shows that you blend in. Because if everyone can create a Canva template really easily, what is there to make you stand out? And also, does that then build trust? I would argue Canva templates do not build trust because they blend in. But again, agencies do this and just change the logo on it and change the price and say that this is going to work. But when you see a Canva template, does that actually make you feel that you trust a business? So then what a lot of people do is it becomes overwhelming. So they end up not posting at all, which I get, you've got a lot on your plate. But what does that show? It just, to me, shows that you are out of business. Because if you're not posting on social media, a lot of people go to social media to search for your business. And if you're not posting, people will question whether you are in business or not. And fun little story on this. When I first started working with a chiropractic clinic, before we started working together, I was on the call and I was like, are you in business? Like, are you still going? He was like, oh, yeah. Like, that's why I want your help. I want to get busier. I was like, oh, cool. You've not posted on social media in like 6 months. And he was like, I know. Like, we're just so busy. There's so much going on. Just didn't have the time. So, oh, cool. So you don't need my help then because you're obviously busy enough. He was like, no. I need your help. Like, I want to get busy. I was like, you just said you're busy. He was like, okay, yeah, you got me. He's like, I just not put the time to it. But it's crucial these days. It is an absolute necessity for any, especially hyper-local business to build trust, and especially in the healthcare niche. So that is why if you don't post regularly on social media, it'll just show you that you're out of business. So all of these, it just comes in a step-by-step order. But if you are running ads, you want to make the most of your ads, then we need to post and post better than stock images or Canva templates to build that trust. And then finally, what a lot of people do is just run generic copy. And again, I see this from marketing agencies as well. But if you run generic copy, it just shows that you don't know your clients. Because if you don't know your clients, then you've got to run generic copy because you don't know their pains, fears, desires to be able to help them alleviate the problems or get them closer to their dreams. And their dreams are different to what you may think, being a lot of clinics will run these ads and say like, hey, local area, we can help with back pain, neck pain, headaches, migraines, sciatica.
But that is generic copy.
We don't know your clients. Because if you knew your clients, you talk about specific moments. That's where I call it moment marketing instead. We talk about moments in which you can help. That is what pulls people in. So each one of these, your Canva templates, your generic ad copy, your stock images, and no posts, are trust withdrawals in your marketplace, which is where people then end up blaming their location, blaming their awareness, blaming visibility, and saying that ads don't work for them, out there 8 million advertisers, they just suddenly don't work for their clinic. But it's just down to trust. It's not the tactic. So how do we build trust? That is the $1 million question. That is, we get their language from patients, not peers. When you speak to your patients, you understand their pains, fears, desires, versus when you speak to your peers, this is where you get lingo. Clinic talk. Once you get clinic talk, that's where people don't understand you. All you need to do is help prospective patients feel understood. That is how simple we can make this. So you may think, okay, this sounds great, Elliot, but does this actually work? Well, Rich, he's a chiropractor. He got 54 new patients in his first month. Tony, physio, he got 88 new patients in his first month. Paul, physical therapist, is getting recognized across the town for both his clinics in the first month. Kitty, another chiropractor, she's getting recognized across the town. People are saying, I understood and felt like you were speaking to me. So yes, this works. How to get more people to trust us? What is the model we run? Well, you can get that all clicking here.